Hello everyone, this is Ayush Kataria and welcome to my YouTube channel AK Talk Sport. Today we'll be reviewing the 2020 Euro quarterfinals. Splendid four matches, very exciting weekend of football, 2 days, four games, a lot of goals, lot of drama, a lot of excitement, and we finally have our semi-finalists: Italy, Spain, Denmark, and England. Yeah, let's get into the game. Spain versus Switzerland was obviously the first one. Very interesting game. So Spain obviously were the overwhelming favorites going into it. Yes, Switzerland caused a massive upset, knocking the pre-tournament favorites and the world champions France out. But still, on paper, on stature, you expected Spain to get the job done, and they got a very dream start. Jordi Alba gave them a very early lead. It actually went down as a Zakaria own goal, but yeah, early lead, and they were dominating possession. They were controlling the ball. Their midfield looked supreme. But to their credit, Switzerland kept their shape well. They were very well coached. Their defensive block was very well organized, and they made the job for Spain tough. They could not break them down. And yeah, Spain did not create a lot after that. They struggled to even get close to the Spain goal, Switzerland goal. And as time went by, Switzerland got its threshold in the game. They started to create chances. They got a lot of corners early on. Now, probably in hindsight, they want to think they should have scored one of them because when you are inferior side talently, you have to make the most out of set pieces. They got those set pieces, but they couldn't really get a goal out of it. So, but yeah, it's obviously easier said than done. But Switzerland kept threatening. In the second half, they came out and they were the better side. They were creating chances. They were looking dangerous, and you felt like the goal was coming, and it did come. The captain, the talisman, Sheridan Shaqiri, 68th minute equalized. Good goal from a very well created chance for Switzerland. But just 11 minutes later, the match completely turned on its head. Fuller got a red card. Switzerland went down to 10 men. Now, when you're not as good as your opponents talent wise, you at least need 11 men on paper. 10 men makes it very tough. It is obviously a tough job for them. You felt like that was the end for Switzerland, but it turned out not to be. They somehow managed to take the game to extra time. Not much happened in those 12 minutes. In extra time, Spain were supreme. They were creating chance after chance. You just felt like the goal was going to come. It looked inevitable. Uh, a lot of chances they created, but somehow the goal did not come. It was astonishing. If you look back at the game, you just struggle to understand how did not Spain did not score. The finishing was just not there. They the creators just could not have done more. No, they Spain had enough chances and they should have got a goal, but it did not come. Credit to the goalkeeper Jan Sommer. What a summer for him. He obviously was the hero of that penalty shootout against France. But he made 10 saves. I think that is the highest in game this tournament. Even the Swiss defenders did a formidable job. A lot of blocks, a lot of last tackles, and some very smart defending. They managed to, with 10 men, a heroic effort to take the game to extra two penalties. At that point, I did feel like maybe it is Switzerland's say, probably their destiny to win it. Spain, how did they not score? So I like to, if you look at it, created chances before the red card. The expected goals is very close. I think Switzerland is slightly ahead of it by I think it was 0.9 to 0.6 in their favor. But after the red card, Switzerland did not create anything. Their expected goal was 0.00. On the other hand, Spain in what about 40 minutes created 2.404. Incredible how did not score. I am still, as you can, I've repeated a lot of times now, but it's incredible how did not score. So yeah, the game went to penalties. Very bizarre penalty shootout, to be honest. Very bizarre penalty shootout. The teams just could not score. Sergio Busquets was the first up. He missed. I think after that, Switzerland missed the second kick. Then third kick for Spain, Rodri missed, and Swiss third taker missed. I think it was Akanji, but Spain managed to score the fourth and fifth, and that was enough for them because Switzerland missed their fourth kick. Switzerland did, yeah, they had that. You probably expected them to win the shootout because they had that experience of playing once in the tournament, and they had four of their five takers on the pitch. from the France game, but that day all five of them scored. It didn't happen for them over here. Very heartbreaking from them because they were against all odds. They were this close to just something extraordinary for a country like them reaching a semi-final of a major tournament. Would have been astonishing, but I think they can be very, very proud of what they achieved in this tournament, beating France with 10 men, holding Spain for so long. Very, they should be very proud of themselves. You hope that there is another time for them, and yeah, Spain will face are in the semis, and they will face Italy. Yeah, second game, Italy versus Belgium. Extraordinary game. That was the game everybody was looking forward in the quarterfinals. I even said it in my preview. It was the game of the quarterfinals. Two very, very good teams going up against each other. And what it turned out, it lived up to its hype. And what made it possible was that the two teams had a go at each other. Both uh, were looking to attack, were on the front foot. They neither of them was sitting back. So what happens and when, especially in international football, when two teams of such high quality are facing each other, at least one of them, or probably at times both of them, as we saw in the England Germany game, tries to take a pragmatic approach. And yeah, it's understandable. International football, it's tournament football, it's 7 games. Coaches don't get a lot of time with their players to implement an attacking style, to implement a philosophy. So probably taking a defensive approach, taking a safety first approach, it's understandable. And France in 2018 and Portugal in 2016 have shown it works. So fair play to them if team takes to do that. But once you are watching as a fan, especially as a neutral, you want end-to-end stuff, and that is what the Italy Belgium game gave us. Special game. Both teams were very, very good. It was very close. Two very, very special goals from Italy. They obviously took the lead, 2-0 lead in the first half. Nico Barella, first up, dribbled past 2, 3 players in very tight space inside the box, and then a very extraordinary finish. And later followed by Insigne, uh, right-footed curler into the net. So yeah, Insigne tries this a lot. He's not always successful, and when it doesn't work out. It is frustrating, but today it did work out from him against Belgium. This one was a very good goal because it was very, very far away from the penalty box. Now, if you look on the replays, he to beat Thibaut Courtois from distance, it has to be something very amazing. And it was 2-0 lead. You probably think Italy have it in the bag, but not long after, Belgium get a penalty. 19-year-old Jeremy Doka wins it. Romelu Lukaku scores. I have to talk about this young guy Doku coming onto it. He just 19. He took Eden Hazard's place in the team, and once you saw that lineup, you were wondering what is Roberto Martinez doing here. It was a bit skeptical. He started a game against Finland, but at that time Belgium had already qualified. They were through, and starting a game like that, and then coming here and starting a quarterfinal against a team as good as Italy are two different things. But he was sensational. On the left hand side, he took Eden Hazard's place uh, because Hazard was obviously injured. He started in front of experienced players in Mertens and Carrasco, and he was by far Belgium's best player on the night. He was making things happen. And yeah, as I say, he took Hazard's place not just in the lineup, but very stylistically, it looked very similar the way he was taking on players. And not just that, as someone who's watched Hazard a lot because they are obviously 7 years at Chelsea, uh, what do you appreciate about him is the intelligence, ability to know when to dribble, the ball retention skills, the ability to pass, make the right pass, and that is something. All of this we saw by Doku yesterday. He's just 19. I hope Belgium groom him well. He's currently at Rennes, if you're wondering, French club. I hope he's just 19. Had one season at Rennes. Um, I hope he is groomed well because for Belgium, they have to now obviously have to start looking beyond Hazard because Hazard obviously is aging, and his injury problems you somehow don't think are going to be resolved very, very soon. So they need a long-term replacement. Doku will be a very, very good replacement. So yeah, that is he was threatening, but Belgium had their chances. Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne set up almost on a plate for him. Lukaku would have thought he has scored. He just had to tap it in, but Spinazzola heroic in intervention. He blocked it. Uh, Chadley came on and he created a chance. He was on the pitch for only 3 minutes, but he came on, got injured in the team, and very like I think Martinez probably have to show him some sympathy when you make a substitution and that substitute lasts just 3 minutes. That just throws your plan in disarray. Leicester's Daniel Praet came in after that for him. They went to a four at the back because Praet is obviously a midfielder. They did not have another wing back. Uh, he came again, so they had to change formation. But yeah, Chadley in those 3 minutes created a chance. It missed Lukaku's head. We probably thought Chadley was targeting Lukaku's head, but it missed it. But Thorgan Hazard just had it on a platter from him. It had an open goal from 2 yards, but somehow instead it hit the back of his heel, so the ball went backwards. Very very unfortunate for Belgium because that Lukaku chance and that Thorgan Hazard chance. Most days you expect them to score that, but it did not happen. Italy won. Well, there are no goals in that second half. So yeah, Italy won. But you have to say they deserved it. Italy were the better side on balance through the 90 minutes. Jorginho, I have to again mention him, was the midfielder. He has bossed it in all 5 games. For me, he has to be a contender for player of the tournament. He's been absolutely incredible. Obviously, a Champions League winner. Special season for him. Uh, Probably won't get that award because he's not got any of the man of the match awards. The UEFA have been preferring players who are scoring, so I guess that will apply to the player of the tournament. But that will be unfortunate for me because this guy Jorginho has been top 3 or 5 players for me in the tournament. Next up, we had Denmark take on Czech Republic, and yeah, probably not that great a game. Probably with the high bar this tournament has set for us. That was a bit of a May game. Not a lot was happened. It was both teams uh, sort of played it safe. They did not. So yeah, Denmark scored a very very early goal. I think Thomas Delaney scored like in the 5th minute, and they had the lead, and then they had two very good chances within the first 20 minutes. Uh, Horsburgh's midfielder Horsburgh, he was clear on goal, 1-on-1, but he could not score. The angle was a bit not so easy, and he missed from there. And later on, Delaney again had another chance, and that was probably you'll expect him to score, but he did not get the right connection. He missed. But and later Denmark went 2-0 up in the 40th minute. Kasper Dolberg scored a brace against Wales. Another goal. Wingback Maliak, what a cross that was. He was playing from the left hand side, but from his right foot, inside out cross, and Dolberg make no mistakes. 2-0 up. You probably again like that Belgium Italy game you take came over. But Czech Republic, they make two substitutions at halftime, right after, and they have an immediate back. Denmark were probably just not ready for it. Probably they were complacent. Probably tactically they were not up for it. Czech Republic threatened second half. They had a go, and very very shortly enough they Patrick Schick again another goal, fifth goal for in the tournament. Extraordinary goal. But after that Denmark settled into the game, and after that not a lot happened. Czech Republic did not create a lot. Denmark themselves did not create a lot. The second half was not that great, but Denmark getting the job done. They are in the semi-finals, and what a story! First game of the tournament in front of their home fans. Christian Eriksen, that tragic incident, collapses. They say him fighting for the life, for his life. The Denmark players were extraordinary that day, and you have to say they not only did they save Eriksen's life, but they protected him, protected his privacy, his family's privacy, consoled his wife. Thankfully, Eriksen is okay, and I hope he's enjoying wherever he's watching it from. He's enjoyed what his team have managed to do. It has been a special tournament for them. After that, they lost to Belgium the second game, but that special third game of the tournament is Russia 4-1. Then that 4-0 victory against Wales, and then this. Now, at the end of the day, it was a comprehensive outing for Denmark against Czech Republic too. Czech Republic had that brief moment, as I mentioned in the start of the second half, but ultimately Denmark well deserved. They are in the semi-finals, and yeah, just 2 games away from victory now. Yeah, so last up, England versus Ukraine, and probably one of the most one-sided games of the tournament. You don't. expect such games, such one-sided games at this stage of the tournament. You don't want such one-sided games. Quarterfinals are meant to be between two equally matched teams, two exciting games. But this one was just not it. England from start to finish in absolute control. England were obviously by far the favourites here. You expected them to beat Ukraine, and not a lot of people would be surprised if you told them this scoreline at the start of the game also. But it was the first game outside London. It was the first game outside the Wembley Stadium. Obviously, these players are most of them are Champions League players. They're used to arriving one day before the match at a foreign ground, at a foreign city. So it's not completely something they're not used to. But you still wonder because for 20 days they have been at their base camp in London. They have not played anywhere else but the Wembley Stadium. So you wondered if it will affect them, but it did not. A stunning performance. A very, very early lead they got through Harry Kane. Kane came under a lot of scrutiny after those three group stage games where he failed to score. He did not get a goal, he did not get an assist. His performances were not inspiring in the first two games. He was subbed off early, which you did not expect with the games in the balance. A player of his quality, the captain, um, probably the best player to be taken off, but he was. But he has in the knockouts he has stepped up and he got that second goal against Germany. He got a goal here and then he's got another one in the second half. Raheem Sterling, phenomenal assist, and I have to hold my hands up and admit I got it wrong about him. A lot of people need to do that because I was one of those, and there were a lot of such people who were not even in favor of Sterling making the 26-man squad. He had a very, very poor season for Man City. Now that you look back at it, probably we need to cut him some slack because this 2021 campaign was bad for him. But overall, over his City career, especially under Pep Guardiola, he has been phenomenal. But yeah, poor campaign and that terrible performance in the Champions League final where he was a shock selection by Guardiola. It did not pay off for him. It terribly backfired. Just increased the pressure on Sterling coming into the tournament. He was starting here ahead of Foden, ahead of Sancho, ahead of Grealish, and you wondered what was happening. But he scored their first three goals in the tournament in that 1-0 win against Croatia, Czech Republic, and then the first goal against Germany. And gets the assist over here, probably being England's best player in the competition. So yeah, he has proved a lot of people wrong. But England, so they go 1-0 up at halftime. Harry Maguire, second half, within a minute of that second half starting, he gives him the lead from a free kick. Luke Shaw, his Manchester United teammate, assisting him. Ukraine, we would have hoped that they can change something. Shevchenko would have hoped that his halftime team has some positive effect, but just England got such an early goal, so you probably did not get to see anything Ukraine might have planned differently for that second half. Shortly after, Kane another goal, Shaw again another assist. Again, Luke Shaw, one more player you have to give a lot of credit to. He got that assist for Raheem Sterling. In the Germany game, he has got two assists over here. Phenomenal season for Manchester United after he was a lot of criticism in his Manchester United career. He has taken that form into international football. Again, a very, very solid and yeah, a part of a backline that is yet to concede a goal in this tournament. Incredible stuff. 5 games, 0 goals. It's now just perfectly set up for them. England in their lifetimes are not going to get a better opportunity to win a major trophy. They face Denmark obviously in the semi-final at the Wembley Stadium. It's like the stars have aligned for them. You could not just hope for a perfect setup. Of course, Denmark is by no means going to be an easy game. They are a much better side than Ukraine. They are a much better side than people give them credit for. They have shown that in this tournament. But if they have, if they have to face England, well, Italy, Spain, or Denmark, they will obviously prefer facing Denmark at home. The tournament is just so perfectly set up for them. It always has been. They had the entire group stage at Wembley. They're the only team who played their round of 16 game at home. A lot of even the other countries which were hosting the games, round of 16 game, none of them played their home round of 16 game. But England did. They were the only team now a semi-final at home, and if they win it, a final at home. Italy and Spain will be tough games, whoever it is, if there is the final. But at Wembley, in front of packed stadium. It will be 75% full for the semis and finals. It's England have a golden opportunity in front of them. So yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you very very soon. We'll have I hope to have individual previews for both semi-finals. I'll also put on a couple of cricket videos. That's what I'm planning in over the next couple of days. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your family. Thank you for watching. I'll see you very very soon. Bye bye.